right? She says that I believe that therapist is just an abuse. Somebody knocking on the door. Let's see who's in the backyard. Hi.
Hi, Rozay.
Yes, Chris's wife.
Hi. What is going on? Why this happening right now? I did see Nosy come up.
Yeah, were you in Nosy's live last night?
Yes.
Okay, what did you hear her say about me last night, Chris's wife?
No, honestly, I fell asleep. I'm going to be very honest, but I heard what was going on in Tea Times Live just now.
Okay. Yeah, so did you hear the energy that she had towards me?
But Rozay, I gotta go on Nosy's side. Like some stuff, like you gotta take accountability for some stuff. I'm sorry,
Okay,
and
Nosy? Did I do something to Nosy?
It's not that you did anything. She's just calling out the BS right now.
Okay, so what did I do?
Rozay, like, so I love Diamond and I love Dime. And I saw what you did to Hoover too.
Okay, what did I do?
You kind of lied on him. And it was a whole train and everything.
What did I lie on Hoover and say? What was the train?
It was a long time ago. Honestly, I'm not going to say, but it was a long time ago. And I know it was bullshit back then.
You should say it. You should know what it is. If you do not like
it, I'm not that person. Like, I see it and I feel it and I understand it. And I'm not going to, remember every little cue. But yeah, like, and then you were making fun of Diamond too. But the hypocrisy for me, Rozay, is I'm not even gonna lie. You're really good at makeup. I'm not gonna lie. You one of the top. I would give you top 10 in my field. But why are you inserting yourself in this? And then you're putting Nosy's face on here it's like little girl stuff. Why don't you talk to her on the back end?
Does she talk about me on this? When she talks about me,
she really doesn't. You're inserting yourself. I think you are delusional with that people are talking about you because nobody is talking about you. Nobody is. And I'm on here all the time. Like, nobody is like, Rozay. You insert yourself in situations and then that's when your name comes up. I'm sorry.
Was that all that you had?
I'm really serious. Like, it's weird. Like, you inserted yourself even with the situation with Dime, and I'm like, hold up. Like, Dime hasn't even said anything mean about you, anything wrong until you said something about her.
Oh, is that what you remember?
But I'll drop. But I gotta, like, look. I gotta say it. Like, what you want me to say? Like,
oh no, we're allowed to speak freely. You're allowed to.
Right. I know.
Okay. So is that all? There are other people who want to come up. I think they want to talk to you. Are you okay?
No, yeah, they can come up. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that, we all understand that I am not that kind of person to just...
Rozay, you insert yourself in every major situation that goes on Messy TikTok.
Girl, don't get up here lying. First of all, if it was a long time ago, why you bring it up? Why you coming up here bringing it up?
Bitch ass down. Get your ass down. Nobody likes you. Get down. Nobody likes you. Get down.
Everybody see everything.
You can't even remember what the fuck you supposed to be talking about. You dumb bitch. Get down.
Like, I'm a professional.
You don't even know what the fuck you talking about, stupid bitch.
Okay.
Get down.
You a professional person, but why you over here? Where's Chris?
You came up here and don't even know what the hell you talking about. You came up here not knowing what the fuck you talking about, bitch. Get down.
Y'all see the three.
Where's Chris?
Stupid as
Where's
fuck,
Chris?
dumb bitch.
Where's Chris?
Get down. Go slide on Don's coochie hole. Bye. Get the fuck.
where's
see
Chris?
the clowns, right? Y'all see this?
Go
Niggas
slide
Bitch, you came over
don't do
here.
this,
Bitch,
right?
bye, go.
Bitch, you came over here.
Y'all don't make
Go,
no
ho.
money, right?
Go, ho.
Bitch,
Go,
I
ho.
work every motherfucking
Go,
day,
ho.
bitch.
Now you
Go
gonna
slide on
let me.
that cooch, bitch. Go, bitch.
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 My daughter makes more money than all you bitches. That's the sad
Girl,
part.
Girl,
She
fucking
only 9.
please.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Blissful.
Girl,
Blissful.
fucking please.
Like,
Blissful.
please,
Blissful.
please, all of y'all come. Like,
Blissful, mute. Mute for 1
please,
second.
please show everything.
Cause you sound stupid as
Can I
fuck.
ask
You
you a
sound
question?
stupid. You came up here not knowing what the fuck you talking about.
Chris's
You
wife,
talking
can
about,
I ask you a question?
Your friends are
you don't even know what the
retarded,
fuck
so
you
why
talking about,
should
you
you?
slow ass hoe. Get the fuck down.
Chris's wife, can I ask you a
Your
question?
friends are retarded. Why would I answer?
Chris,
I
Bitch,
don't
you
talk to
slow.
slow
first of
Bitch,
people.
you
all,
slow as fuck.
that wasn't necessary. And see, I was
I
gonna
don't
come to
talk
you
to
as a
slow
mature woman.
people, okay? So
I'm
if you
not
want to
slow,
drop your
sweetie.
friends.
Whoa, it tends to get pretty wild in the garden, guys. Make sure that you're tapping the screen. Make sure you're putting F1 in the chat, hashtag FYP. Welcome to the garden. I told you it gets a little wild here. I hope you caught them in the comments. You are allowed to speak freely in the garden. It is the garden backup page, it's garden 2. So you can speak freely. You can come up here and speak your piece. You know, if you have a disagreement, any type of feelings, disgruntlement with me, you're allowed to express that, right? So here's the thing. Yeah, we have balance in the garden. In the morning, we give God praise for another day, and by noon, all hell breaks loose. You know, I mean, you have to have balance. I'd be a fake bitch to act like I'm not a little messy too. So, you know, it is what it is. I just think that there are almost 500 people in here. Question: did anybody catch Nosy's live last night when she had her segment about Rozay? There's almost 500 people here. Did anybody catch the segment where Nosy spoke on Rozay for 2 hours? It is insane. There are some people who caught it, some people who didn't. Apparently, she made statements. They said they heard some of it. So here's the thing, right? How about this? Have you ever heard Nosy speak on meet and therapist situation? How about that? That's a fairer question. Have you ever heard Nosy speak on therapist and I situation? In those conversations that she has in between the videos that she plays, how many times have you heard Nosy speak on things that I may or may not possess? Like clothes, having my own place, stature in life, status. How many times have y'all heard her speak to those things when she recaps me? My morale. How many times have you heard Nosy express that I am a bully? That I bully therapist? How many times? So so now I have heard this woman, nosy bystander, speak on me not owning anything. I've never had a home. I've never had even an apartment. I have just been living in the room of my mother's house. Does anybody remember hearing that come out of Nosy's mouth? You may or may not. If you don't, that's okay. That I'm just a room dweller. How many times have you heard her say that I'm just a room dweller? Yes, Mac, it's a fucking lie. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Nobody knows what I do and don't have because it is no one's business on this app. Nobody knows what I do and don't own because it is no one's business on this app. Rozay does not have to explain anything to the likes of Nosy Bystander or anybody else for that matter. The more information I give you, the more you have to talk about. You can only speak to the things that you are given by me. So you can only speak to the fact that I'm home with my mother, but you don't speak to the fact that I said multiple times, my mother has begged me to come home. Not because I was in need of monetary help, not because I was desperate and had nowhere to go. It was because my mother loves me and her husband died. And because her husband, my father, passed away, she was home alone. What's up, Miss Kitty? And she didn't want to be alone anymore. And her only daughter, she wanted home, right? There's that. That's the most information that you'll get from that. That's because that is something that I have said out loud in public for people to hear. Anything else is no one's business. She said that I own nothing. You don't know that. I have nothing. You don't know that. You said I have no status. In your opinion, it's very difficult to not see biases in the statements that you make, Nosy, when you're not saying in your opinion. In my opinion, you're bored. In my opinion, the algorithm is not taking too much to those videos that you say you make so much money off of, and it is quicker money for you to go live. In my opinion. In my opinion, you make more money on live streaming than you ever thought that you actually would. And you like that live stream money, in my opinion, Nosy. And based off of empirical evidence, I've noticed that you find and take a liking to the messy side of TikTok that you have never recapped until recently. In my opinion, I have noticed that you, for some strange reason, choose one side over the other. In my opinion, I've noticed that you are old enough to be my mother's age. You're old enough to be my mother. And so you pick and choose because you have a little friend by the name of Chinned Dime, AKA Nickelback. So it's very interesting that you sat yourself on your live stream, and for 2 hours, you spun a narrative because you were bored, because you have insomnia, maybe, allegedly, word on the curb. So it's like, when you're going to speak on someone, why is it that you're not finding, okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with, if you're going to be a good recapper, like you claim that you want to be, right? Why is it that you don't give other information so that people can see both sides? You see what I mean? Has there ever been a time where y'all were in Nosy's live where you saw her give information that would prove that therapist was in fact messing with me to some capacity? Have y'all ever heard her play those videos of therapists trying to little girl me? Have you? And when she did she say that this person is just in how they're feeling? They're allowed to feel this way. Have you ever heard her play anything that would then show that Rozay is being antagonized and this is now her response? Or is it Rozay's the antagonist? She's doing all of these things. She won't leave this woman alone. Dealing with therapists wasn't a boost in life. How many times have you heard her make statements like this? Dealing with therapists was her boost in life. And she tried to bully therapists. She tried to control therapists. She tried to make therapists out to be something that she's not. You ain't never spent time with therapists. You ain't never been on the phone with therapists. You ain't never been in a space with therapists. You ain't never seen therapists act how she really act outside of social media. So when you put your biased opinion on something, and then you say that this is just something to allow the people to think for themselves, now we have a problem. Because then when you speak it back to other people, you're not giving it in context of how it happened. And we saw it in 4K in Tea Times Live. Who was in Tea Times Live? Thank y'all for the taps. Everybody tap the screen for me, please, and thank you. Power tap the screen real quick. Let's get to 100K. She's in here on a burner account. I know. So since this is what Nosy wanted all along. She's been poking, looking for a reason to have a problem with me. And it's not just you giving your perspective on things. When you speak to how a person is going through whatever she's going through, and you give leading questions, then you give your opinion on how you feel about someone and then give more leading questions. Oh, baby, now we have a problem. Genty, she did me like that. And then for some strange reason, Nosy, did y'all hear her raise her voice with me on Tea Times Live like she was my mama? Y'all ain't hear? So y'all telling me I ain't hear that either? Y'all was in and out? You ain't hear her raise her voice with me, attempting to cuss me out? Attempting. Where y'all think that energy came from? Because we never had no problems. Y'all help me understand. Where y'all think that came from? Y'all can hop up in the queue when y'all ready. Where me and Nosy ever had a problem? When did me and her ever have an issue for her to think that she could raise her voice and attempt to cuss me out? Attempt, heavy on try. Baby, your code switching makes me uncomfy. When you try to code switch, it makes me uncomfy. Even when you say nigga, I be like, ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
Nosy is messy. She always being messy. When shit get real, she starts to cry. But she always dibbling and dabbling in people's business. Always trying to be in the middle of something. So now she's in the middle of something. So when shit get real, she gonna be crying again.
Oh, well, she made statements last night saying things like, Rozay needs to tread lightly. What am I treading like? I can't tread lightly. I have a big back. That's very difficult for me to tread lightly. So now I'm here in the front, heavy stepping with your face on my backdrop, like you put your face on mine, Nosy. Remember when you put my face on your backdrop and your numbers went up? Remember when you did that? When you were trying to get your live stream numbers up?
That's the only way she can get her numbers up anytime. She always got to talk about somebody.
Which is no problem.
It's never about her, but it's never about her. But you want to talk about everybody else's business, but when it comes to your business, you're not sharing that.
Well, I mean, she claims that she's a private woman. I appreciate you, Big K, for coming up.
Yeah, but why would you be a private woman, but then you want to be in everybody else's business? And then putting them down for their finances?
Well,
like, what's in your bank account?
Well, she says she's $1 million baby, or at least close. She's close.
That's cap.
She's at least in the 100,000 tier for sure.
She called herself having a TV show a while back. That was cap. That was just her way of going on someone's panel and trying to basically get known, get some clout. Never made a TV show. She's not a producer. She's just a nosy lady that's in everybody's business. Throwing stones, hiding her hand.
Okay, well, thank you, Big K. I appreciate you for coming up.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all for the taps. You know, as a part of content creating, there's nothing wrong with, talking about other people's business. However, we can't get upset when someone responds to how you speak on their business. Like, it's one thing to talk on the business and give the facts of the business being, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to talk about it, at least like make sure that it is valid information before you relay it back to the masses. You can speak on whatever you want to speak on. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. But once you start to spin narratives, that is where people then find to have the problem. And so now it begs to question, is the way that you relay the information in a means to paint a certain picture for the audience? Do y'all think that, it's very colorful when she gives you the information? Because it seems colorful. It seems really colorful. Oh, I'm a professional yapper, for those asking in the comments. I'm a professional yip yapper, as Nosy would call it, a professional yip yapper. Right? So here's the thing. She spoke to a situation that happened in Tea Times Live and alleged that I was maybe attempting to ruin someone's career. Was anybody present to hear those statements, whether it was last night or today? Did anybody hear that information? That I was that therapist may need to protect her license to some capacity because people are trying to come for her job. Did y'all hear that? Did anybody hear that? Yeah, they said she said it last night. No, this is not my only job. The main job, the main source of income that I have is dwelling in my mother's room, guest room. I dwell in my mother's guest room most of the days. And I do that. Okay, so what I want to do is I would like to just play the clip, in full context of what transpired in Tea Times Live.
Right, and I become friends with them, and because I'm a teacher, right, and they got kids, it don't mean I gotta teach their kids, right? Just because she's just on the app, right? So that it's not like they're her clients, and she built a relationship with her client.
No, I got what you're saying. What I'm talking about, T, is that for a therapist, it's a bit different. We can be held liable for the things that we do outside of therapy. We absolutely can. And it happens all the time. Yes, can you be held liable for things you do outside of the therapy session or relationship? Yes, you absolutely can. And when we had the social media ethics live on Sunday, we talked about it at length. But absolutely, you can. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, so I won't speak on that because I don't know. I won't even fight with you because I don't know that about.
Okay, so Tea Time expresses that she knows nothing about none of that code of ethics shit that lady was discussing. We don't know nothing about that shit. Rozay don't know nothing about that shit. Rozay don't really care about that shit because ain't nobody trying to take nobody's licensing, right? Okay. Now, here's what's crazy. When we're having these kind of conversations, one thing that Nosy likes to do is that if she hears a piece of something, she does not let it play all the way through, or at least let the person finish the statement completely. What she will do is she will stop it midway, spin her little narrative, and then hit play. By that point, you don't even know what the hell the person was actually saying, because she didn't say whatever she needed to say and how she felt about the situation, and then hit play. I think that that's crazy to me. And so when you hear somebody talking, instead of getting the full context of what is transpiring, you then spin a narrative. Because you stop it before it can actually play through, because you think that you need to be heard. Your opinion on it need to be heard. And you don't even have the full context because you ain't listened to it before you hit the live button. You listening to it right with them. So you talking instead of listening to what's being said before you give your opinion on anything.
It's because they have their own practice, so they believe that they can.
Be a therapist anymore? Yup. A therapist when you're on the clock, unfortunately. Okay? Right. You have to know what professional conduct is even outside of the therapy session. Does that make sense? Because you can be held liable for what you do outside of therapy. Absolutely. It happens all the time. After a kitchen catastrophe. So am I answering your question no more? Okay. Okay. Right. Dates. So the
now I want y'all to hear
they also have
me express that I don't give a damn about this lady licensing. I just want her to leave me alone, because for some reason Nosy felt the need to make it seem as if though I'm trying to fuck up somebody's money, fuck up somebody's livelihood, and everything in between. And that has never been a sentiment of mine. Hold on. I don't understand why people just feel the need.
I hope nobody was saying that.
Hold on.
Here it is. Say that. Y'all hear.
Girl, explain we lost. I will in a second. What's a psychologist?
I have to make sure I say that. Y'all hear me say that. I just wish that she would just leave me the fuck alone. It's really that simple. Just leave me alone. Keep your license and your practice, okay? Leave me alone.
I don't know if the comments can hear you, buddy.
Okay. Did y'all hear what I had said? Did you hear what I said? For those people in the back, did you hear what I said? Did you hear me say, you can, all your stuff that's yours, keep it. Just leave me alone. Did you hear me say, I'm going to try to sue you and mess up your practice? Did you hear me say, I'm going to try to find information about you to ruin your livelihood? Did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say that? Angelia, you're still sitting your ass in here. So clearly you're enjoying the conversation. Okay, so here's the thing, right? For those of y'all who are in the room, who are in the space, what happened is Nosy decided she wanted to, I guess, record the conversation that Tea Time and I were having with other people in the panel. And Tea Time expressed that she saw therapists sitting in her live stream. And for some strange reason, Nosy has no video of therapists when she be in her live talking shit. For some reason, she never has no video of therapists in her live attempting to bash me. Like, have y'all ever heard her play no clips of therapists coming at me for no reason and say, well, I was scrolling through these TikTok streets and I saw a therapist for no reason talking about Rozay. You know, Rozay wasn't live doing anything wrong. She wasn't saying anything about Rozay, but she was watching Rozay on a backup page. And I thought that Rozay said that she had her blocked on everything. So therapist, how exactly are you watching Rozay right now? Have you heard her ask therapist those questions? Have you heard her ask therapist those questions? Therapist, how do you manage to watch Rozay when Rozay has you blocked on all pages? Do y'all think it's a little suspicious that therapists can still watch me from a page if I got all the pages that I know about blocked? Help me understand. Help me understand. Why is it that if I'm on another side of TikTok on a backup page, therapists can find me in that room? How, Sway? If I ain't sitting around none of our mutuals, and I'm sitting at somebody else's house named Dominique, how you find me in the room? How you just so happen to fly in that room, sitting in the comments? What that look like to you? So I can understand the statements that I may have made, right? I can understand the fact that I said things that hurt little therapist's feelings back in March. But I just want to tie something in real quick. Do y'all remember this earlier when Dime said that people shouldn't hold on to timestamps? Do y'all remember that? She said that video, it happened in March. Like, people could change their mind about people. You know, I had an idea at first, but you know, people is trying to do that to just be messy because they don't want, you know, they don't want me and you to be friends or whatever. And we don't have to be friends. You know, we can be mutuals and or cordial, but they just bringing it up because they want me and you to get into it. So don't let them do that to do that to us, basically. Did y'all hear Dime say those things? Basically. Just a gist. I'm not quoting her. Did y'all hear it? Did y'all hear it? Because this woman, and we're going to tie things in, right? This woman, Dime Piece, she sat her ass in Tea Times Live and felt the need to say that timestamps of things do not matter. Now, her and Nosy, when me and therapists were at odds and having a problem actively, they pulled up a clip of me back in March when therapists went live on me the first time. After me and her had a conversation, she went live on me like she liked to do. These two individuals came together and said, well, Rozay was wrong as hell. Rozay was wrong as hell for talking about therapists back in March when they were at odds, when they was beefing with each other. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember when Dime and Nosy was like, well, I mean, the video is the video, Rozay. Y'all remember that? The video is the video. I don't care if it happened in March. I don't care if it happened 10 years ago. But you said these things in March. Even if you did change your mind, you're not allowed to change your mind, Rozay, because you should have never said those things. Y'all remember that? But her whole tune was changed just today in Tea Times Live, saying, well, I mean, that video happened in March. Diamond, I do apologize. It happened in March. It was a lot going on. A lot of people, you know, they removed themselves. I didn't mean to. Oh, I said those. I shouldn't have said those things. Ooh. So I'm trying to understand what was the difference in me and therapist beefing. And I told the bitch she was ugly, obsessive. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna get to know her. She you know, she seemed like she trying to be cool. She trying to be my friend. All right, that's cool. We could get to know each other. And I tell her, look, I said all these things. Mind you, therapist knew I said those things because she went live on me before I even said what I said on the panel that was recorded and brought out for means to make me and therapist fall out. And Dime rode that wagon until the wheels fell off. Dime, you rode that wagon until the wheels fell off. And then when you realize that therapist is a little shaky, and I ain't even talking about her eyes, I want to take my hands off it. Oh, I'm going to take my hands off it now. I ain't going to talk about it no more. Oh, they both wrong. Oh, now we both wrong. Now we're both wrong. When there's an opportunity for you to say, okay, therapist is doing too much to Rozay. No, I'm just going to take my hands off it. I'm going to just take my hands off it though. So I'm just trying to understand, How is it that you and Nosy got together? Was like, Rozay ain't shit. Rozay is a bully. Rozay is this. Rozay is that. Are y'all thinking that y'all could bully me? I don't give a good goddamn how it ends. I'm still gonna hit the live button. Clock it. I used to care. But the more that you talk and spread narratives, Nosy and Dime, the more we're gonna have a problem. And I get to talk and talk and talk, because that's the beauty of social media. So you're gonna record this and you're gonna try to dissect this too, right? Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. And I'm still gonna stand right here in my live streams and I'm still gonna talk. Cause who gon' check me? I don't watch your lives, Nosy.
Wait, hold on now. We eating Nosy up because I've been waiting on somebody to call her out, bro. It's just so cringy. So cringe, but I want to know what the beef is. That's all. I want to know what.
Oh, so Nosy decides to sit in her spaces and spin biased narratives about me and about my situations. And then today she felt the need to come at me and attempt to cuss me out, yell at me, thinking that was gonna make me shut the fuck up.
I said Trina. I remember when she was she went on Trina's Live. I don't know if y'all know Trina or remember that little situation where Trina had going on. This girl literally, clear as day, sent Trina like $5 to $10. Screen recorded her. No, she didn't. She didn't screen record it. She sent her like $5 to $10. Went on her live and literally was bashing the girl. And I was so confused because I'm like, excuse me, oh my God, I was just on Trina's live and you just sent her some money and was like, you were encouraging her and you're literally on. So I've been waiting on somebody to call Nosy out. Like, literally, she's a 40-year-old woman. I think because her face is so, she does look so young, people forget that this is a grown woman, right? Like, it's like you're getting clout off of younger people's situation. Now, granted, I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 26.
Okay, so my point still stands. It's cringy. It's so cringy, and she like acts like she's at this, like, you could tell. I don't know if Nosy have friends in real life, but the way she you could just tell, like. I know when TikTok came out, she was just like mad hype, like finally my voice will be heard. Like, she's so cringy, and she's like, she remind me of Camilla Harris' daughter. To say that. So I'm glad somebody calling it out because Shorty's mad fake for the clout. No cap.
I appreciate you coming up, Vicky. Thank you for giving your input. I appreciate you.
No problem.
I'll catch you in the comments. Y'all catch her in the comments. So we need imperial evidence, right? Imperial evidence of me being antagonized to some capacity, correct? Imperial evidence of a person actively choosing to point me out in crowds, choosing to bother me, choosing to poke at and make fun of to some capacity, right? That's what y'all need? That's what we need, right? So has no one ever seen therapists attempt to bother me or make fun of me or attempt to make fun of me? Has no one ever seen it, heard it? No one? Would you like to hear? Would you like to see? Don't worry about it. I got you.
Look at that.
Hold on. Where'd the sound go?
Look at therapist. Look at therapist. Did y'all see therapist? Oh my goodness, did y'all see therapist? Y'all want me to play it back? Did y'all see her face?
That was hilarious.
Listen, therapist. Wait a minute.
So what you just witnessed, right? And it's just something small, something tiny. What you just witnessed was this woman play a video of therapists sitting in her live, watching another stream where I'm in and other people are in. And for some reason, they thought it was a damn gift battle on the panel in Braid King's live. And she was pointing at my box saying that I get no support. Can't make it up. This woman, right? So that's what was transpiring. Okay. Now, here's what's even more interesting, right? Because there are so many times where they catch clips of therapists speaking on me every chance that she get. Here's another situation. Okay. 1 second. And shout out to the blog pages because they be catching it. Okay. They be catching it. Sometimes they catch it. Sometimes they don't. And it's okay when they do. When they do, they do. So let me go ahead and play this clip real quick for the people in the back of her speaking on me for no reason. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it since we need an imperial evidence.
I allowed a little girl to treat me like that, right? So I had to tap into where my own motherfucking insecurities were in order to be drawn to someone like that would harm people without them doing anything to them. Again, I never did anything to that girl other than press the live button, and she was doing this shit.
So I have a question for y'all. When a person hits the live button on you and decides to speak on y'all information, is it or is it not harmful? No, it's a recording, Ailey. I have a question for the people because I know most of y'all, almost all of y'all don't like me. Y'all in here just watching, recording, trying to get y'all information. Tell me, help me understand. When a person hits the live button on you and they go and speak on your private business and information. Matter of fact, I got something better for y'all. I have a question for you. What does this statement mean to you? Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna just read something to you and y'all tell me what it sound like. Okay. Okay. Do you understand that I do not want any of our information plastered? This is May of 2024. Okay. This is me saying this to therapists before I even met her in person. Okay. And just to make sure that we are all on one accord, Dime was streaming therapists live when that happened. I was not in the room when they did it. These clips are being sent to me. Okay. Now, y'all tell me what this sounds like before I meet an individual, right? Before I meet a person. And you get a message like this. What does it sound like to you? Do you understand that I do not want any of our information plastered on social media? Do not subliminally talk about me and do not expose personal information about you and I. That includes reading text messages aloud, answering questions about our personal interactions online or offline, defaming my character, or speaking negatively about me. Do not use me for content if we are no longer working out or friends. Is that cool with you? And then the person said, yeah, that's cool. When's our date? What does that sound like to y'all? What do it sound like to you? It's not enough information though, right? It ain't enough information though, right? So imagine, you want me to read it again? Matter of fact, let me show it to you. I gotta, hold on, because I'm gonna show you in live time the message. I need to unblock the person so that you can see their response. Okay? So I'm gonna unblock them so you can see the response. You looking? Unblock. I'll put you in. What is this? Oh, 1 second. Okay. My bad. Okay. So I just unblocked her, right? So I'll put you in also because she was trying to book an appointment. Understand that I do not want any of our information plastered on social media, do not subliminally talk about me, and do not expose personal information about you and I. That includes reading text messages out loud, answering questions about our personal interactions online or offline, defaming our character, defaming my character, or speaking negatively about me. Do not use me in any content if we are no longer working out or are friends. Is that cool with you? Cool. So when is the date? Okay. What do that sound like to y'all? What does that sound like to you? Let me go re-block this bitch. Hold on. What does it sound like? What it sound like? Cause y'all be needing advice and shit, right? Y'all, I mean, not advice. Y'all be needing information. Y'all be needing enough sound material so y'all can understand why a bitch had me fucked up. No, that's between therapist and I before I even met her. What did that sound like? Don't all talk at once.
Rozay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's psychology. I came in, I heard you were playing my audio, so I came in. And that's okay. It sounds like pushing the ethical boundary of a dual relationship. That's what it sounds like. Based on the information I just saw.
And can you explain what that means?
I have to try to stay as objective as I can, and I will tell you I got DMs about it. So, when I held that live, it had nothing to do with her. Mm-hmm. So, I don't, maybe you can help me understand why she thought it did, because I don't know why. It was something I had discussed with someone earlier. I took a training on Friday about ethics and social media, so I wanted to add things that I learned in the training. And I knew I was going to take the training when I planned the live. So I'm like, ooh, I'll be able to add stuff. Okay. A dual relationship is when you have a touch point with someone. I have to say that because it could be online or offline. Okay. When you have a touch point with someone and you are initially presenting yourself as a therapist, but then after you have presented yourself as a therapist, your interactions goes beyond education and information. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Once your interaction goes beyond education and information, then it becomes a dual relationship.
Well, she was never going to be my therapist. But she introduced.
No, it doesn't matter. I said if you're presenting yourself, if you're representing and presenting yourself as a therapist, and then that touch point with someone goes initially is I'm a therapist, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever that touch point is, the touch point could be your profile. That could be your profile. So if in your profile you're presenting yourself as a therapist, that's a touch point, okay? Because people come across your profile. So if after that touch point, your interaction with someone is not educational or informational, or possibly even becoming your client, because people, therapists are on social media to market themselves to.
Well, she said she does convert some of her supporters or followers to clients.
I know, but you were asking me about that what you showed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were asking me about what you showed. So you can, I can be on here and someone can see my videos and then contact me because I have a link to contact me. So that touch point was I'm presenting myself as a therapist, right? But then they contact me to get therapy. There was no other touch points beyond that information, education, or providing therapy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what I saw was going beyond that, which at that point, it possibly could be, and I have to say possibly because I'm not a board member. I'm just a person who understands ethics well, okay? So could possibly be deemed a dual relationship. And a dual relationship is when you begin to interact with someone beyond information, education, or providing therapy.
Thank you for that information. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And that's all.
Oops. Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, Rozay, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. So I just wanted to piggyback on what she said, just to give you some more clarification on what a dual relationship is. Therapist is not licensed in your state. If she was, then if she was giving you any type of therapy services, then that would be considered a dual relationship. But because she's not licensed in your state, possibly, I don't know if she is or she's not, then that would not be a dual relationship. She wouldn't be able to give you any type of like therapy services. So like, for example, I'm licensed in my state. When they call into my agency, if they tell me that they're in New Jersey, I cannot service them because I'm not licensed in their state.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Pooh.
So I have a question for y'all. And like, it's just little things that transpired around like the situations that occurred between her and I. How would y'all feel if someone had you take a like test without you knowing? Like a personality test or like some type of test to figure out what kind of person you are without you knowing? How would you feel about that? And then told you after the fact, like, oh, I just wanted to know what kind of person you are. You're a secured, whatever the fuck it was. You're a secured, whatever. I thought that you were a, what did she say she thought I was? She thought I was y'all know I'm going to school for it, y'all. I ain't took my core classes for psychology yet. Okay. So I'm trying to think of the word that she used. Like a way of saying like a detached. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, attachment, like, it's like attachment style. So something like how you cope with things. So like your communication. So they said I had a secured style with when it comes to how I deal with problems or whatever. And she thought I had an avoidant whatever behavior or attachment and found out that it was secured. But she had me take a test that I did not know I was taking and then sent it to me. I was like, well, shit, well, send me the information then, since you just made me take a fucking test and I didn't know about it. And so she sent it to me. Now, there has been certain situations where she would try to, when me and her, the last spat that her and I had, she said that what I was displaying was Darva. Do y'all know what Darva is? My behaviors was classic Darva. Do y'all know what that means? Darvo? So let me look it up so y'all can. So it is a way of her trying to say that I am abusive. Okay. Now, her and I had multiple conversations about how she would treat me and how like she would attack my characteristics and like come at me and then expect me to just like accept her emotions without her accepting mine, and then claim that she was putting her emotions before mine. And I was like, that's weird. Why would you do that? And then she turned around and said that I was behaving in a Darvo. And to behave in Darvo means to deny, attack, and reverse victim or offender. She claimed that it was a manipulation tactic that abusers may use to avoid responsibility for their behavior. And every time it was a conversation about her being accountable for her behaviors, she would say that I was behaving in Darvo, not the other way around. And so when I told her that she would manipulate and like gaslight conversations, matter of fact, how about this? I want y'all to hear this.
So why do you think that Dime is...
Hold on.
Remember, you did that to me. As to how you were able to garnish the amount of hatred and vitriol that people have for me right now was you writing something that happened in March. Even though you know that me and you had personal conversations, and I told you a lot of things. You knew that too. Yes, but what you're not hearing, I don't. Felicia fucking yum ass got up there and started popping your shit. But you know what though? That's a deflection from your actual actions. It doesn't take away from the fact. It doesn't take away from the fact that you used these situations to boost your TikTok live streams. You did. And that is dangerous. And it is harmful. And you knew that. Yes, it is. And you did it because you were angry and out of spite. Yes. And so my trust is depleted because as much as I said things, I didn't go that far. As much okay.
Y'all tell me what that sound like. Just tell me what that sound like to you. Mm-hmm. No, like for real. You tell me what that sound like. Oh no, it's about a whole lot of people that's coming. It's about Nosy and her statements about me and therapists and rules of engagement when it came to how we dealt with each other. Is Dime deciding that she wanted to back motherfucking therapists and allow and tell her that she's allowed to antagonize people. It's Nosy going live and decided for 2 hours she wanted to speak on me and lead or allude to me attempting to want to take therapists' fucking credentials from her. Oh, it's a lot of shit. So I'm trying to understand, based off of the conversation that y'all just heard, you heard this woman admit to doing fucked up shit, then flipping it, then flipping that shit. And you're telling me that I was just out here just fucking her over. When I gotta sit up here and record a conversation with you because I don't trust nobody, including the motherfucker who claimed that I should be able to trust. And your words to me is, I'm a therapist. I know how to hold secrets. I know how to keep things to myself. When you tell me shit like that, and then when you get mad, you go live on me. What am I supposed to feel, bro? No, like for real. Cause it's a whole lot of people in here who y'all just don't like me to just not fucking like me. Y'all don't even hear the fucked up shit that's happening because of your own disdain for me. But put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you have a conversation with a person who admits to lying on you, hosting live streams about you because they mad, running with a narrative just because they mad at you, knowing that it's not true, saying they know it's not true, but doing it anyway? Doing it anyway. Knowing that I'm a content creator and you sitting here running with a narrative that you could have cleared up. And you claiming that you gonna clear it up. I'ma clear it up, Rozay. I'ma clear it up, Rozay. I'ma clear it up. And what you do is you do a sub live with only about 5 people in the room and call yourself clearing it up. God, I can't make this up if I tried. And then you feel the need to tell me, well, you go live and you tell the people that you was just trying to help me. You thought that you could help me. You thought that you could fix me. Huh? Help and fix what? You're not my therapist. You should be focused on you. And then you sit up here and you tell people, oh, I can't, what am I going to do with a bitch who ain't got no therapist? You don't know what I do and don't have. That's the sickest part about it, because I don't tell people my business. So you sit here and every chance you get, try to discredit me. And then you turn around, therapist, you turn around and you go, you sit up on somebody's panel and you speak to, oh, you know, Rozay got a problem with Diamond. And now she over there trying to get her numbers up from Diamond. Bitch, what? And I was over there before her. Girl, huh? I'm trying to get my numbers up. I'm coming up on backup pages trying to get my numbers up. I'm using other people's pages because my pages is clipping. I'm trying to get my numbers up. And what about how she treated her? Baby, that bandwagon, that hate train for what y'all claim I did to Diamond, she done dismantled that today. She literally told the people, me and Rozay had a misunderstanding. And do you know that the misunderstanding wasn't with me? Somebody went and told Diamond that I was talking about her and I wasn't. And then people came up on the panel, BET with his activation card, brought his ass up on Diamond's panel and got her ass activated, thinking, had her believing that I was talking shit, talking about, I told you so, I told you she was going to do. Meanwhile, I wasn't talking about her at all. Wasn't talking about her at all. Hoover had to go over there and tell her, I just went over there to go see Rozay. Ain't talking about you, Diamond. Stop. At that point, Diamond was already talking her shit. She was already talking her shit. She was already dogging me the fuck out. And people telling me Diamond dogging you out. I'm like, no, she not. Nah, she got my number. She wouldn't do that. Fuck is you talking about? Me, I ain't got no problem. What the fuck? What? Nah, y'all tripping. They like, nah, she over there going in. I'm like, no, she not. Those who've been around from the beginning, who was in my live that day, remembers. Because Hoover ran his ass over there quick, even tried to call her phone like, stop. Rozay wasn't talking about you. Diamond, I was wrong. He told her straight up, I was wrong.